Hello and welcome to my channel! My name is Starly and today I'm going to show you how I do my male cosplay makeup. Today I'm going to be changing from myself into Legolas from Lord of the Rings. Whenever I start my cosplay makeup, the first thing I always like to try and remember to do is to put my contacts in first. Because I'm doing a male character today, I have also chosen to wear a binder to make sure that my chest looks more flat. After I've got my contacts in and everything's set to go, I like to start by moisturizing my face. I use just a generic moisturizer, nothing fancy. And then I use a primer after. Everything I use is pretty much NYX or drugstore brand, as I try to keep everything affordable for all my costumes. Now these are just basic things. I'd recommend you do anything that you like to do first. Everybody has a different method. And everybody's skin type is different. After I've moisturized and primed, I like to use a full coverage foundation. I use the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I find for me, it covers up the redness of my face very nicely. Now I just put it onto a beauty blender. But already, a huge difference. I look so much less tired now. Just hide all that quarantine, lack of sleep. Just a nice, even coat on the face. After I've done the basics, I like to go in with my concealer. This is a NYX Dark Circle Concealer for under my eyes because I look constantly exhausted. I like to apply it with a little beauty blender, just because for me that works better. Once I've got the base and foundation on, I like to go through and do the contouring. You'll see a lot of NYX in this, it's not sponsored. I use NYX 3 Steps to Sculpt, and I use the darker color because I'm quite pale, so this works well for my skin color. This is the part where you can really make a difference to how your face looks. This is all about contouring. So when I do male makeup, I like to go right along here, right at the cheekbones. You can suck your face in like a fish. Sometimes that makes it a lot easier for people. I'm doing it really dark just so you can see here, and then a little down. Now the nice thing about this is if you find it's too dark, you can blend it out really easily. From there, it's very strong. I like to do a little bit here. And this is just making it kind of match better here. And then I like to go along the hairline as well. So we can already kind of see it making a difference. But one of the major things that really makes a face look more masculine is the jawline. So by darkening that up, makes a huge difference. Now I luck out because I have a very wide jawline, so it tends to look more masculine a little easier. So if you're finding difficulty at this stage, I always recommend shading just under the jawbone and then a little bit up. It's gonna just make it look more like a more well-defined jawline. Like broader. From here, we can already see, wow, those cheekbones stand up. We're gonna go in with a little brush. It doesn't really matter what size, it's just what size you prefer. I'm gonna go in with just a little guy like this, not very big, and still with the same darker color. Now, of course, whatever your skin tone is, you're going to use a darker version on your skin. If you're pale, pale, pale like me, probably going to use something close to this. So I'm just contouring my nose. Now what I like to do is bring the contour up all the way to the brow line. The darkening there, it just connects the brow line and makes the brow line stand out a lot more. Now we're gonna do a part that makes a huge difference visually on the face. The contouring adds a lot of the subtlety, but the eyebrows are really the focus of this. So I'm gonna go in with my BH Cosmetics. It's just a standard color palette, and I'm gonna use the dark brown. Legolas has quite dark eyebrows, so we can kind of get away with a little bit more here. So the main thing to do here is to make the eyebrows bigger than they appear on your face. If you already have quite large eyebrows, there's probably not much you need to do on this part, except maybe get rid of the arch a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of the arch almost entirely. I'm gonna fill in the bottom here too. Just filling them in. And see, we can already see this side looks far more masculine than this side. All about the eyebrow. And we're just gonna go in and fill in the second one. Good ways to fill out your eyebrow is to make the center point come in a little bit more, and then to fill in, you can do a little bit below if you don't have hooded eyes. I have hooded eyes, so it's a little bit harder to do. So I try not to fill in too much below until I get to the arch. But you can always add above, or if you have sparse eyebrow hairs, you can go right to the top of them and the bottom of them as well, and fill it in quite nicely. If you're doing a male character who has very defined eyebrows, you can still look very masculine with a more feminine set of eyebrows. This is just one of my ways that I like doing it. There we go, eyebrows. Because I'm doing a character from a live action movie rather than anime, I do tend to prefer using a brown eyeliner to define the eyes. It's a little bit softer in the final look and can look a little closer to the movie makeup. Unless you're doing a character that has a lot of eye makeup, which is fine. So it is a very soft look. I personally want a little darker for this, so I'm gonna go back in with the eyeshadow that I used on my eyebrows and just very gently using an angle brush, a little guy like that. I'm just gonna add a little bit more in so that when I take photos and videos, they show up a little better. I'm gonna go in and just contour a little heavier because I don't think it's showing up too strongly on my face right now. So I'm just gonna add in a little bit. And bam, we're in costume. So I have this lace front wig here. Please don't judge me too harshly. This is from like 4 or 5 years ago. It is a beautiful wig from Wig is Fashion, one of their lace fronts, and as you can see, it has not been brushed in a while. It's been sitting in a bag. But we're gonna put it on and see if we look like Legolas. Gonna glue down the sides here, and then we should be good. Oh, all those baby hairs. That's going to be a sensation and a half when I pull this off. And this is quite a look. I like to call this the thinker. Trials and tribulations of a dark-haired person wearing a light-haired wig. I have chosen slightly longer ears because I don't know where my smaller ones are, and we're gonna roll with them for a little bit. Kinda like them. And that is the end of the tutorial. We've gone from whatever the heck I counted as before to Legolas from Lord of the Rings. If you want to see more videos like this and tutorials, let me know in the comments, and then like and subscribe. Elf out. Well, hello there. Taking the hobbits to Isengard. All I can hear is the wig hitting the back of the ears.